YouTube, what's going on? What's going on? If you are coming back to the channel, welcome back to the crib, big baby. As always, it is certainly good to see you. And if you are new to the channel, first and foremost, welcome. My name is Kenny. We haven't met yet, but nice to meet you and certainly good to see you as well. And since you are new, this is your first time, let's take care of a little business first. Hit that subscribe button, notification bell, so you'll be notified when there's new content for you. And of course, lean on that like button as well. And by all means, share the channel and or the video. As you can see, got a guest with me today. And it's funny, we have a mutual friend and he said, I need to talk to this guy. This gentleman's name, by the way, is Jack. Jack is from OTR. Jack, how you doing, man?
Oh, man, I'm doing good. I love the intro, brother. That was beautiful.
You know, sometimes it's hard to remember that intro, like, man, and it's been like a couple of weeks, probably almost 3 weeks, maybe even a month since I've done a video. I forgot to timestamp this, by the way. It is September 9th, 2021. And Jack, I promise I'm not going to keep you long today because today is the kickoff of the new NFL season. And I'm sitting here watching Tampa Bay taking on my Dallas Cowboys. And Jack, I probably took the craziest bet of all time. I said the Cowboys +6, and said everybody says who bets against Tom Brady, but I took the Cowboys.
Not a big Brady guy myself. Right here from Atlanta. Yeah, I'm always rooting against the Bucks. That's for sure.
Yeah, man.
Anybody that's got Brady on the team, he's not my team. You know.
Yeah, he's been successful, but hopefully not against my Cowboys tonight. But anyway. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about OTR. And like I said, we got a mutual friend and he was telling me that you guys are doing some wonderful things and maybe some of my viewers can benefit from it. And obviously when I hear OTR from a trucker standpoint, I think of over the road, but I know I've seen you guys on the Dat and Load board, but tell me a little bit about OTR, man.
Yeah. So, you know, we're a factoring company and there's definitely a number of factoring companies out here. And we've seen some crazy growth lately because we think that what's important is doing things right by y'all and making sure that people know what's going on and know how to, you know, make sure their money's protected and have somebody that's here on their team to make sure that things are getting done right, things are getting followed up on, and that your money is going to get collected. You're not going to run into 60 days down the line having to go chase down brokers, having to make sure things get paid. You know, it's been crazy ever since the DAT board put us on. It's been a huge honor that they chose us as their new partner. It really, I think it means a lot to us.
And you guys have been around for what, 10 years now?
So we started in 2011 and it's crazy. You know, we started as a real small company. We actually had our 10-year anniversary a couple of weeks ago. It was a good time, but you know, the thing is we have a great group of people over there that care about helping our clients. And what we've done is we've structured our business in a way that we put what's going to be best for our clients as the first priority. We don't ever want to see people losing money or things not getting taken care of correctly, which is kind of where we do our things really differently from other factoring companies, is because we get things figured out on the front end. And that's what becomes so important is that making sure that things are verified and things are done right up front so that you aren't losing money down the line and finding out there's some missing paperwork and now it's 60 days down the line and you don't have that paperwork anymore. And now the broker's saying you don't have that paperwork, it's not going to pay out to you. And that's where a lot of trucking companies, when they're first starting out, they don't know exactly who the best companies to work with are. Or they might go work with a broker that tells them that they're going to get paid one way, and then they end up waiting a long time to get paid and have to hassle and can't get anybody on the phone over there. So what we do is we handle it where we just make sure that you get everything that we need, the correct paperwork, and then we take it from there, handle calling brokers, handle confirming things. And then once it's funded out to you, we're the ones that chase it down with the brokers. If there's a broker that starts giving a hard time, isn't paying the money, we don't go, hey, you go figure this out. We go chase down the brokers and make sure that they pay. And shoot, now that we're on the dashboard, I mean, like, you can even see which brokers are the good ones to work with. They got a blue check mark right next to them. You know,
it was funny. We were talking before we actually got on video how newbies that are coming into the business, whether they're looking to do box trucks, expediting, or power only, that they miss up on a lot of their paperwork. And that paperwork is so important. Running your ELD properly is so important. And it's funny, on another video, we're going to talk about some of the changes that's coming in the first quarter of 2022 in terms of new authorities and how much longer the CDL school is going to be. It's so you know all these things before you get out there. But no, you're right in terms of making sure your paperwork is right, or structured right. Now, do you guys withhold a percentage of the money? So, for example, there may be other factoring companies that say, well, we'll give you 80% of your money, and then once the broker pays us, we'll release the other 20%. How does that work for you guys?
No, sir. We don't hold any sort of reserve like that. What those reserves are there for is like, it basically is a fund for if you mess up and like something doesn't get collected. We are making sure things are done right up front, and then taking the responsibility of collecting so that we don't run into chargeback situations like that.
Okay.
And we don't hold a reserve because we're making sure that things are done right. And I see a lot of times that these companies that do like hold high reserves or have different tiered rates, what they're doing is they're totally incentivized to do the least amount of work, least amount of touch on the invoices as possible. So we've built our program where we aren't more profitable by letting you deal with it. We put resources behind going and collecting invoices so that it's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is just getting the right things to us up front, and then we handle it from there. And it makes a big difference when you're starting out. A reserve account, that's a lot of your money. Sometimes you may have a reserve account and they may charge back stuff off your reserve account. And if you're not closely paying attention to it, you just won't even know.
So, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, and I'm loving where you're going with this. So it sounds like if I've got $1,000 coming to me, you're going to give me my $1,000. Minus whatever fees you guys may have, whether it's 3%, 4%, or what have you. But my money that's coming to me, you're going to release all my money.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Now, is there any requirements in terms of invoicing? Like, for example, you got to have already maybe $10,000 a month in invoicing. But for somebody brand new that don't have that, they can come to you guys.
Oh, we will work. Anybody that wants to have us as a partner on their team, we don't limit like how much you have to run. And in some situations, we might not be the cheapest option when you're a brand new authority. But the thing is we like having quality clients that run and know how to do things right. So if you come on and you work with us, like, we're always here to work with you. Shoot, if you start growing your business, adding trucks, we're here to help you grow. And our clients that know how to do things right and know how to work with brokers and get good paying freight and run hard, we're here to grow with them and make sure that they have that ability to grow.
I love it.
And it makes a big difference being able to have a team that's here to work with you. So we don't ever have any sort of variable rates either. It is always a flat rate. Your rate will never go up on you. But then as you do well and you make it known that you're like a client that we trust and are easy to work with, we definitely work with our good clients.
How much success are you seeing with box truck owners?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. Not every box truck account that I work with or that I've set up has done super successfully, but I have seen a lot of very successful box truck accounts. And the things that make the biggest difference is how hard these people are hustling and being sharp about knowing that if you're going to go run with brokers and you need to know how to communicate with these brokers and make sure that they like you. And when you're going and you're looking on the load boards, if you go and you're already set up with as many brokers as you can find on the load boards, when those loads are going really quick, you go bid on them, you're already set up with that broker. You get it before the guy that sees it and goes, oh, let me go fill out this carrier packet. And the ones that realize, like, sometimes you've got to go where the money is. If you live in an area that there's not much box truck freight, you got to go where the money is. Yeah. And those people, the people that work, that like are about making money and that hustle, I see them be, making really good money. I had a box truck account that he'd had a driver at first, and for the first like 2-3 months, he was not putting up good numbers at all. And he realized, like, hey, this driver that I've hired, they're not as about this as I am. I want to make this money. I'm building this company. And he fired that driver, went out, started driving for himself, put up a $29K month.
That's good. That's really good.
I've never seen a box truck put up a $29K month, and he did it because he was hustling and he was about it. And there's a lot of success that you can find, but it's nothing comes easy, and so you got to work hard there.
Jack, it's that old saying: you get what you put in, right?
That's the truth. It's the truth.
You get what you put in. No, I mean that makes sense, and. Listen, I always say those who say I'm only going to run on Mondays and Wednesdays, well, then you're putting a cap on your opportunity to make the most revenue. And so, no, I agree. And when you talk about running in certain lanes, you got to go where the freight is hot. I mean, if you're only saying I'm going to run in this particular area of the country, I'm not going to go into New York. I'm not going to go into Jersey. I'm not going to go into, so you got to go where the freight is. So I agree 100%.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I know there's local box truck companies that can kill it, but you have to have the right customers. And that's typically not, if you're trying to run local stuff, it's not typically going to be a bunch of broker loads. You can find some local broker loads. Like I've got a lot of especially like some hot shots that work, in like rural South Carolina or like rural Ohio. And like, they've got like their local, whatever industry is around there. But if you've got something that's going to be consistent and you can work local, that can make sense, but not everybody has something like that. If you're trying to go over the road, get in the broker space, working with all brokers, that's like, you've got to build your reputation with the brokers, and you've got to be willing to go where the money is. And, it's a different thing if you want to stay local or if you want to go like over the road, and typically you will make more money going over the road. But like if you also, I just don't want to sound like I'm dissing somebody that, has like a local customer that they run with and they're like, I've got this great local run, but not everybody has a great local run, Yeah,
no, I agree with you 100%. Tell me about what some of the requirements are for maybe someone new in the business wanting to get signed up with OTR. What is some of the requirements? What would that look like?
Well, shoot, we go through a pretty standard due diligence process, just like any other company. I mean, it's pretty simple paperwork stuff that we need. We need like your articles of incorporation, which that's one that actually I run into a lot. So while I'm on here, if I'm going to say one more lesson, is when you're setting up an LLC, be really careful about how you set up your articles with your LLC, because I have seen a bunch of people that have like mistakes on their articles, or they go there, they decide, oh, I'm going to like start this company with my buddy. And then they realize, wow, I don't want to work with my buddy. And now they have their buddy's name still as like an owner on their company, and they're like, I don't want him involved. But then it's, they're still listed as like an owner on your company, and it's a difficult process to go remove them. So like when you're setting up your LLC, be careful about how you do it. And I mean, I also have seen people that have used sometimes some of these services will set it up weird. Like I've seen like what's the no, not Equifax, like e-legal or LegalZoom stuff.
LegalZoom.
Yeah, legal. I mean, there's a lot that like work well, but like I also feel like you just need to know what's getting put on there, because if you're using one of these third parties, like I've seen mistakes there where like they maybe accidentally gave the third party company slightly wrong information, and the third party company didn't realize it, and now they've got wrong information, and like that's how the government sees your company.
Yep.
Like it's important who you have, like listing somebody on your articles, even if you're like listing them as a member, but you listed yourself as the CEO and you think like, oh, that doesn't make them an owner. If they're a member on your articles, they're an owner of the company,
That's right. Yep. It'll always ask you in any application, do you have what is it, at least 25% of this company? Is there any other individuals who own a percentage of the company?
Yeah.
It's on every application. You're right.
And you'll end up having like if factoring is one of like the first like things you're signing up for like that, then like down the road you'll end up seeing like on a lot of things that you're applying for, that it's like I've seen people that had all sorts of different things on their articles, and it can cause problems for them.
I've seen people put the wrong address on there, or they got one of those bad virtual addresses, and so when it was time for them to do their audit, and DOT couldn't contact it because the address they had was inaccurate, or they tried to get it set up with a PO box. No, I've done videos about that. Look, you got to set yourself up right before you even go to get your authority. So you're 100% on that.
Well, and just speaking of audits, you bringing that up, I'll tell you that's another big benefit of working with us is, if you're just out on the road driving and you're trying to focus on the road, it's a lot to keep up with all of the numbers. But if you run all brokers and you factor everything, at the end of the year, you ask for a year-end report. We print you out a report that literally gives you all of your income information all in one place, so you can report it for your taxes super easily. It's a lot easier than being on the road and trying to keep track of every single one of them yourself.
I just heard a major benefit right there.
Yeah.
That is good. That is good. I always recommend people have a good CPA, but whether you're using someone like OTR, or if you have QuickBooks and your CPA has access to that. But keeping good records.
Yeah, if you keep it all in QuickBooks, you would still probably want to have some sort of CPA unless you're going to process it. But like it'd be easy it's easy to just have that information in one place. You get the year-end report and can just give that to your CPA,
I agree 100%. I'm not gonna keep you, man. It's about kickoff time, but I want you to give everybody a way to contact you at OTR, whether it be a phone number or an email address, so everybody can contact you.
Yeah, shoot. Definitely hit me up. If you want to reach out to me directly, I'm over here at 470-900-3350 is my direct number. And sometimes when I get pretty busy during the day, if I miss a call, it'll transfer over to like the next available person. So the best way to reach me, sometimes shoot me a text. I'm always watching my texts at work, and like I respond to them real quickly. So, shoot me a text, or if you want my email, it's jackgerald@OTR Capital. But, reach out to me. I'd love to help y'all out. I like to, I want to make sure that people are doing well. I like to see people succeed, and I'd love to help y'all out too. So definitely feel free to reach out to me.
470 is the area code. What's the phone number again, Jack?
470-900-3350.
Jack, you heard me do the intro. You get to hear me do my closing now. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, notification bell. I've got some more videos coming. It's been a minute. We've got a lot of things we got to get into. We got to get caught up, but I wanted to make sure we had a chance to talk with Jack, man. And Jack, listen, you gave him more than information on the factoring. You gave him some tips on how to stay in business and how to be profitable and how to stay out of trouble with the IRS and all those other good and brokers. So those brokers can blackball you. People don't know that. If you're not doing the right thing, they can make it hard on you, especially if you're a new authority. So you want to make sure before you accept a load, you understand what you are accepting. Do not accept the load and then try to come back and negotiate. So make sure you take care of business up front before you accept it. And that way everybody's on the same page. When they send you that rate card, an accurate rate card, you'll be good to go. Jack, did I miss anything?
No, this is great. It was a pleasure. Oh man, I appreciate you having me on here.
Hey man, you come on the channel anytime. I listen, I always tell my viewers that my job is just to provide the information, and if it's a good fit and it helps people out, that's what we're here to do. There's a lot of freight out there right now, and there's a lot of people coming into this business. I just want to make sure they come into it knowledgeable. And I always say this, Jack, at the end of my videos, tough times don't last forever, but tough people always do. Money don't come with instructions. You got to have a plan. You got to be smart. You got to be disciplined, and you'll be okay.
Kenny, I love it. Beautiful.
Jack, take care, buddy. I appreciate it, man. Go enjoy some football.
All right. Yeah, Cowboys, I'm about to turn on.
Cowboys +6.
Oh, all right. We'll see it.
Don't put rent money on that, though. Take care, man.